Hello, it is Friday, February 12th, 2010, and this is your daily dose of reptile news. So, first things first, this is going to be the last episode I'm going to make for this week. I think I'm going to change it to Monday through Friday for now. Um, I have a couple of other projects that I want to work on, so that'll free up a little time to get those done on the weekends. So, anyway, that being said, let's jump right into the news. 43-year-old Emmanuel Tesoro from Ontario has been given 2 years probation for trying to smuggle rattlesnakes into the United States. Authorities say Emmanuel was trying to smuggle 35 protected rattlesnakes into the United States. His plan was to change them for timber rattlesnakes. It wasn't disclosed what he planned on doing with those once he got back to Ontario. This is the second time Emmanuel has been caught. He was caught in October 2008 trying to smuggle rattlesnakes into the United States as well. I believe 2 years probation is a little lenient on somebody like this. I guess he was also forced to turn his car over to the government. But 2 years, somebody like this, they're going to get a new car and they're going to do it again. Anyway, what can you do? Moving on. Aha, here we have a news story about snakes from the Wall Street Journal. They talk about the the boas, the constrictors and stuff, and what's happened to some of the prices. This was a very interesting article, and for the most part, I found it to be accurate, except for one part I don't agree with, which we'll get into. They make mention of premium pythons that would sell for nearly $40,000 in 2007, which are going for about half of that right now, if you can even find a market to sell them at all right now. As of February 1st, a hypomelanistic boa was being sold for $99, down from $5,000 in 2007. Just unbelievable. I thought at first maybe this had something to do with the large constrictor ban that's going on in the United States right now, that people just don't want to get into them because they're worried about what kind of licensings or regulations they're going to have to follow. But then I kind of changed my tone a little bit, and I'm wondering, it seems to me that people would want to be buying these things right now while they can over state lines and building up their inventory so they have a better market share within their own home state to sell them once this ban goes through. Only time will tell. Who knows? I mean, God knows the current housing market and the really crappy economy's got to have something to do with it. I mean, after all, when you're struggling to make your house payment and feed your kids, who really needs a $40,000 snake, right? Now down to Colorado. Many of you may remember the 27,000 exotic animals that were seized from a wildlife dealer in Texas. Well, a lot of those animals are being shipped all over the country now to different rescues and shelters, and they're being put up for adoption now. Apparently dozens of them have been sent to Colorado and are currently up for adoption. Next we have a story, another one about the economy of the reptile breeding business, put out by economist.com. I kind of found this really interesting, but they're saying that just the breeding of larger pythons and boas equated to revenue for breeders of $1.6 to $1.8 billion per year. Geez, I didn't know. I mean, I know we had a $3 trillion a year industry here, but I had no idea that just boas and pythons added up to nearly $2 billion of those dollars. And again, they get down to the same thing that, right now there's just no need for several thousand, if not tens of thousands of dollars for a snake, and they make a mention that like I said before, the economy for sure has damaged this industry temporarily, at least. I feel that there's a lot more permanent damage being done with consumer confidence being at all-time lows, and just the fear and how many people lost so much. I think even when the economy comes back, we're still going to see very large dips in the industry, probably far beyond what we've seen already, simply because of the hobbyists not knowing. Not, you know, once they get back on their feet and things with work and home and the economy and everything start to cool down, they're constantly going to be on edge and wonder, should they take this $100 or $1,000 or $20,000 and put it in the bank instead of putting it into a snake? I think it's going to have some long-lasting effects on the industry. So, again, only time will tell. Anyway, like I said, I got some more projects to work on, so I'm not going to be putting out the news on Saturday and Sunday, but rest assured anything that comes out Saturday and Sunday will be in the Monday's edition of the news. You'll notice that each daily video is getting a little bit longer, covering a little bit more because of those 2 days a week. So, you know, that should be good. There's a couple other things that I would like to add in with it too. Just a little, you know, fun things, kind of get everybody's take on where they're at, basically. So, anyway, that's it. That's all the news for today. If you want to read any more about these stories or see the pictures or join in the conversation, the links are in the sidebar. And be good to each other.